Hey guys, I'm continuing working on this deck and it surprised me more and more. So that is frequency going from my sweep tape. And that's the deck is sitting in this position. Now, I'm just turning it back. Watch what would happen. So the bias frequency goes just crazy. And whenever I touch the cables, whenever I'm doing like I cannot find the root cause. I was even like trying to fix the missing ports. So this model don't have ports to adjust frequency sweep, frequency response. And I installed it, don't affect much, maybe like about less than 1 decibel. But see, now I will push it back and see it will go, so bias goes even higher. And and I'm trying to find a source. Okay, let me see what I can do. Okay, source found. It was a lamp sitting on top there. Now you see it's clean. Hey, good to know. This deck is super sensitive. Now let's see the frequencies. 3 kilohertz, 2 and levels, and if I would be able to adjust. And levels are dropping rapidly. Trying to adjust. No, not a big deal. So with these ports, which I'm installed to compensate the missing ports on schematics, are this one, 103, 104. All right. That's where I have a problem. These don't adjust much. So that's the point when I will switch this C102 and 202 to high values to compensate for the loss, because loss is too high. Okay guys, I tried correction capacitors, and this is a second set. And what I would say, what I don't like that we having drop in the mid-range, and then we have high frequencies going up. All right, so probably I would be able to find the proper values, but right now after 12 kilohertz, it's, you see, it's getting higher by 3 decibel. Right? Then by 12 kilohertz it's going to previous value, and it keeps it 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, going up, +1, +2, +3, +4. Right? So we have very highs and very lows, levels high. So I probably will remove it, because after 3 kilohertz we have a linear drop. So I would prefer to have linear response even if it will be dropping, because it still was sounding pretty nice even if it was not reproducing all high frequencies properly. Boy, this deck is like something pretty strange and works strange. Schematics not fully correspond. Yeah, I was able to find this board, not this, like a Chex Pro board, in the service manual. So now we know what this board is for. But this amp board is still not there, and there are 2 different ports should be installed, which are absent. So still digging in. See you soon. Here again, guys, I continue investigating, and there is 2 points, I believe 508, 5010, which are connecting the signal between playback amplifier and Dolby chip. And here is 2 more, right here, it's 507, 509. So, and I'm already see that high frequencies level is significantly lower than the low frequencies. So there we're going up to 15 kilohertz, and then we will go down. So you may see the level after playback amplifier and filters is already different. Alright, so now let me see is there any difference before. I believe somewhere here we should have signal, yes. Let me connect it. Well, so going down, you see level was significantly higher, like almost twice higher than it's at 3 kilohertz and up. So all in all, playback amplifier produces frequency response which is like inclined. It's flat, like so. It's line. I would say like it's a line, but it has inclination. So the higher the frequency, the lower the level is. So we may measure levels like 84 millivolts on high frequencies, 74 I think. Now it goes 88, 84, 88, 90, 100. I see going down, and 112, 114 millivolts, right? So significant difference. I may try to increase, so you must see I base it on the measurements lines. So that's 8 kilohertz, 9, 10, 11, 13, and 15. You see, so it keeps around those lines. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 7, it keeps 6, 5, growing up, 4, you see it getting bigger, 3, 2, 1, wow, significantly bigger. Alright, so let me see if I can do anything with this playback amplifier here, because regular correction methodic didn't work right. Alright, so it's not a head. Head looks to be good because we have quite flat response without significant drop after 10 kilohertz. So let me see. And here guys, I'm continuing moving on. I replaced all capacitors, and while I was doing it, I removed the small tiny caps which were sitting in a parallel. And like now I starting to understand like that someone was here, someone has read that like or every like electrolytic capacitors is sees some power, it would be good to filter power, so they add these smaller capacitors, ceramic in a parallel, and as a result they saw that they will filter power supply. The problem is that half of these 8 capacitors I replaced are not power supply. They are pass-through, like even more than half. Just 2 big ones were power capacitors, not the green ones. These 2 blue were filtering like to make sure that amplifier will have only amplification, big amplification only on AC signals. And these were pass-through capacitors, the orange ones. And we have quite a few orange electrolytic capacitors in this deck. And I'm afraid that I would need to remove all those BS right here, because they just sit everywhere in a parallel. So I'm not sure. They even like put this large 4700 in a parallel to these teeny guys, right? I think it will work better. Okay, we'll see. Let's do step by step. So let's check now if frequency response will normalize after playback amp, and if it does, then like we will have a bigger job to do. See you soon. Alright guys, I'd like to inform you about the first success after removing all these wires, all those capacitors which were sitting. Probably some of them were like okay when they sitting on the power capacitors, but most of them were sitting on the pass-through capacitors and been changing the way how DAC responds, right? Additionally, I replaced all capacitors in playback amp, and that's the rest for in the rest of the playback amp. They sit on this board. So that's how they did it. And now I replaced two resistors with two pots and resistors. So let me open schematic. Resistor R111 112 5.6 kilo ohm. As we had a linear response, so I decided to correct the slope, and with this resistor I'm installed 100 kilo ohm resistor and was able to adjust proper slope. I tried with 10 kilo ohm, it didn't work. It still was dropping. With 10 kilo ohm, you see, 104 pots. Alright, it does like that. So it's my tape or whenever it's happening. Give me a second. It was just going pretty fine and pretty smooth. Okay, so now we have somewhere level dropped on the right channel. I need to check, but it was just going smooth, like -2 decibel level. So probably somewhere else, yeah. So it was holding around 2 decibel, like -12 technically, and was holding through the whole range. So as you may see, we're going up, and for some reason, like now we get amplitude on the right channel, dropping a little bit with the frequency. I can adjust it now, so I'm not sure, sometimes it works well. Maybe it's spot somewhere. No, not this one. Alright, so let me see. It's happened second time with this channel, so I can adjust, right? So I can make even, and it should hold, but it's still like not what I like to see. Alright. Let me play more. It was just even like through all range from 400 Hz to 15 kilohertz. Now it has a little bit of deviation. Okay, that's where it gets back. Okay, now to really see it, 5 kilohertz. Right channel drops a little bit for some reason, and it's I'm not sure if it's tape, maybe already. Or now it holds. Alright. Alright, so almost there with playback, and then we will test recording. Probably this time these pots will start work. It's 8 pots, each pair for normal tape, then ferrum chrome and metal tape, I believe, frequency response adjustment, and this rear bias. Alright, so very complex deck to work on. See you. Alright guys, finally tuned. So we have to balance. So 400 gears we adjust with these 2 pots for levels, and 10-15 kilogears with these 2 pots. They adjust the slope. So see, we're going down. We have the same level, and now we're going up to 15 kilogears. So it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and 15. You see, level don't change anymore. So we are good. Playback is complete. Woohoo, you may congratulate me. See you soon. Well guys, after restoring playback, it plays well. Now I'm working on recording and it doesn't give me an easy time. So remember the drop? Now like we don't have drop, but we have a bump from 5 kilohertz and above, and bump up to 7 decibel, which is not acceptable really. And I'm already tried all ports which can affect type 1 tape. I tried like recording amplifier correction and tuning, like nothing helps. Really struggling. If I will set bias, for example, and levels are low really. That's -5, -7 decibel is records really. Well, this deck is just too old. I will see. I will spend like a couple more hours. If I don't fix it, I will talk to owner probably. Like it will go as is. So let me show you. I will turn off external generator, so that's internal. You see how low it is, and that's how unbalanced it is on the highs. So really struggling to make it running well. These charts just like don't give me a nice view after all. Well, let me see what else I can do. Okay guys, and I continue, and I was tuning and tuning and tuning. Finally what I have, it's left channel 1 decibel, non-linearity, right channel 2 decibel. Really very time consuming deck, and it with HX Pro. If I will turn it off, let's see if something will be changing. I haven't seen any big changes, but just for the case. You see, without HX Pro, it's a little bit more raised. But still good. I really think it's achievement. It was just one tape type, and it was like 2 hours to tune recording on type 1. Wow. And that's not everything. I also need to check Dolby. Bye. See you soon. Okay guys, here I also have to resolder this board as well, because when I was slightly touching it, on one channel high frequencies were missing, like for about 5 decibel. Now it's fine. I've been tuning the deck hardly. I get type 1 recording fine. I would not say beautifully, but still fine. However, come on. Oh, with type 2 and 4 is different. As soon as I increase bias, right, to set it proper, in this case we get this gap in the middle range, and that is just really bad. I'm not sure what else I can do. If I will under bias it, so we have more or less flat line, but it will be inclined and highs will be higher. So right now I'm getting sweep, and you may see how high it goes, like 10 decibel high. If I will reduce it, I can show you what we will have. Oh, it's metal tape, so we don't have separate port. Let's try one more time. Now it will go, and I will try to adjust, and you will see how we quickly get in the gap. We can go to white noise. Alright, so you see it raised. Now I'm adding bias. And as soon as I trying to make it normalized, you see the gap around 5 kilohertz. And with all adjustment, I cannot remove it. And it gets on every tape type, really. I'm so tired with this. So you see I can go lower, but it will give this gap. This kind of record amplifier acts really weird, because as soon as we add bias, we have a problem. Let me see if I can adjust a little bit. I already tried all settings. Let's see. Yeah. That I'm trying bias filter, and I see the same results. So the problem in the record amplifier, so the last chance is to replace capacitors in it. Let's see. It does the same. Why? I don't know. Nothing left. Let me see if I can do it. Alright, I recapped the record amplifier with fine gold, and technically nothing changed. Take a look. So here I'm increasing bias, and you may see how chart is changing. So that's 10 kilohertz. You see, more bias, less bias. So it's very non-linear response, and I have no idea so far how to fix it. Alright, almost give up. Owner says to drop it. It plays, it's fine. We'll see. See you soon. Okay guys, enough is enough. It's been a long time. I spent with this deck around 16 hours. I did lots of different stuff. It records and plays all tape types. However, when recording is records fine type 1, all other tape types are under biasing. As soon as I'm increase bias, the LC filter, which should filter bias and reduce amount of bias which goes into the record amplifier, still sends around 200 millivolts or more, and I believe that's the reason. That's where a record amplifier cannot do its work properly. So I'm not sure. If it would be my deck, I probably would spend more time on restoration efforts. But with customer, we agree that enough is enough, and it plays really nice. I fixed it frequency response. It works really well. All right. And as you see, even before I started to fix in response and so on, it was recording with a huge gap in the mid-range. And as soon as I increase bias, I get in the same gap back again. and I'm not in the mood to investigate and spend more time. Specifically, I have pipeline of decks to work on. Alright, so sorry, I hope that I would be able to fix it, so it would be more interesting video. Unfortunately, it is not. Alright, see you in my next adventures. Bye bye.